filing for bankruptcy, the amount of good it did. There seemed to be an immense number of cases over the course of 30, 40 years of men who have sexually abused boys in the Boy Scouts. For those of you who still harbor the idiocy, the incredible idiocy that human nature is basically good, what do you do with these things? I'm listening to a book about Christianity's influence in the West. It's called Dominion. And he's describing, the joy that people took in Rome going into the theaters, not just in Rome, and they're watching people burned alive and eaten by animals and cheering themselves crazy like at a football game. Oh, people are basically good, Dennis. We truly live in the stupid age. My grandmother knew human nature. I knew human nature when I was 5 because I went to religious school where you get more wisdom in a religious Jewish or Christian school. I mean, seriously religious, not leftist with a cross or leftist with the Torah. And you will learn more in elementary school about life than you will at Yale or any other university, virtually any other university, not all. What does a man think when he abuses an 11-year-old or 8-year-old boy? What is he thinking? I'm doing okay? I don't understand. I must admit, I understand a lot about human nature, but I can't get my mind around that. I don't understand the attraction, and I don't understand the lack of conscience. You despicable bully. You sick puppy. My anger at the men who did this is so great that I have to control myself. We have a replica here of things that happen in the Catholic Church. I remind you that the vast majority of priests did not engage in that, but enough did to hurt terribly the name of the church, and now the Boy Scouts. In the case of the church, I know you're not allowed to say this because truth is not a left-wing value, but it's just an understanding what happened. In the case of the church, overwhelmingly, it was gay priests. Was it the case in the Boy Scouts? Nobody is saying, right? It just doesn't come out. I'm asking it not to besmirch gays, but to understand what's happening. Are heterosexual men in general doing this to boys? I don't know. I truly don't know. But I don't think it's inconsequential because one of the things that the Boy Scouts didn't want to do is bring males into gay males. That's right. They were against gay males in supervisory positions in the Boy Scouts, and which struck me has nothing to do with anti-gay. That it was just common sense. You don't want males taking care of Girl Scouts because of sexual attraction. And you don't want gays taking care of Boy Scouts because of sexual attraction. It's no more anti-gay than the other one was anti-heterosexual. But you're not allowed to state the obvious. What's your understanding if you have connections with the Boy Scouts? Who is doing these things? But I mean, it's not a small number apparently. The Mormons left the Boy Scouts, what is it, a couple of years ago? I think on a very sizable number, 400,000. I mean, it's so sad, I mean, because it was such a big deal, the honors and what you learned and the honorable traits. The bad bring down the good, my friends. It's much easier to destroy than to build. That should be the motto of the left anyway. We destroy, not build. We build the state. Michael Bloomberg is in second place now. Well, the vast majority of Americans never heard of the guy. But he has billions of dollars to spend, and he spent hundreds of millions on ads. Anybody could do that.
300 million, that's a lot.
He strikes me, 300 million he spent? 300 million means to him less than $30,000 means to you. Fair to say?
Yeah, he is the 8th richest man in the U.S.
He's the 8th richest man in the U.S.?
According to Forbes.
You know, it's such a joke about the left talking about the super rich. The super rich are their best friends. Jeff Bezos is putting in what? $10 billion? $10 billion to propagandize on behalf of global warming. You know, it's another lie. Oh, if any scientist says anything that doesn't follow the current hysteria about the world ending in 12 years, he's paid off by oil interests. You know how much money is in the other direction? It dwarfs the money in that direction. For a scientist now to say anything that is any way different from the world is coming to an end is not only to court the end of your career, but it is to go to receive no funds. The money, man, the billions are in hysteria. That's what the super rich do. The super rich want to be loved. That's what they want. They want to make a difference. Could have put $10 billion into pancreatic cancer. Right?
Vocational schools.
Or vocational schools. What a damn waste of money. Utter and total waste. Another fool, Bezos. You know that I had Bezos on the show and it looked like Amazon was going to die? I did it to support him. How ironic. I wish we had the recording. What was that, Mr. Sean? All right. Why don't I hear any music? It's always a good sign that I know what's happening. We'll be back in a moment. 1-8-PRAGER-776.
The Dennis Prager Show, live from the Relief Factor Pain-Free Studio.